right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bernard Cana. I'm the editor-photographer of the website known as The Photo Pit. Over to my right, my good friend, Danny Mazzeo, who's the editor-photographer of the website known as The Threshold. We're here once again on our continuing discussion of the Blue Ridge Rock Festival artist announcements. And we're right now going through tonight numbers 88 to 92. We're getting there. But at the rate that they're going by the end of the week, we might hit 100.
Slowly but surely, we're getting there.
Right? You think we'll get to 100 by then?
By when?
By the end of the week?
Maybe by the end of the weekend.
Maybe Monday, probably by Monday. Because if they drop three, let's assume if they did 3 tomorrow, that would put us at 95. If they did 3 Friday, that put us at 98. So by Monday, we'll already have broken the 100. So
depending on math.
We know Blue Ridge math.
We know how math is, so it's all good.
And remember, we're talking about there's 171 of these. I don't think we'll get to every one of the bands, because at some point they're gonna just drop the lineup. But we'll get close at some point the way they're going. I have this sense the lineup's coming soon, but that's just my opinion. I don't know anything. I always say this. I'll stipulate that once again. I haven't seen the lineup. I don't know it. If you have it, don't send it. I like being surprised, but I got this itchy feeling somewhere that I think at some point as we're getting close to that 100 mark, that they're gonna maybe the 120 mark. I don't know, that they're gonna say, okay, it's time, and drop it in full.
Well, I would say if you've got an itchy feeling, you should see a doctor for that too.
Yeah.
That's 2 tonight. Boom.
Yes. And hello, Susan. Hello, Thomas. Just so I can make sure I say hi to everyone. All right. And for those who haven't said hi yet, say hi. We like to see your comments. We appreciate them. We love having you guys here. All right, let's get into it because we don't unfortunately have a lot of bands to talk about tonight. So I'm good with just talking about whatever after we and we can talk about Blue Ridge in any way, shape, or form that it is. All right, 88. I will say this: 88 is a band that's dear and near to me, like literally dear and near to me. I guess kind of literally. I was invited to interview an opening artist for this band when they were on tour. They come to Orlando all the time. They're always here. They always have a stop. And if it's not at least in Florida, but usually it's Orlando, and then they'll usually make a stop in Tampa too. But I was interviewing an opening band for them, and after I interviewed the opening band, the guys brought me backstage. We hung out for a bit. They brought me kind of in the back on stage to watch their set. And the lead singer of this band was there watching their set from the back at that time. And I got to meet him there, which I thought was really cool. And then got to meet him again later on in the evening after the show was done at a Miller's Ale House. Go figure that one out. As we all the opening band invited me to dinner with them and said, hey, let's go get a late dinner. And I'm like, okay. So we hung out and, the lead singer was there and we hung out and chilled and it was a good time. Really cool. Yeah, so like I said, they're near and dear to me, and I've always loved this band anyway. They're a rock band out of Seattle, Washington, formed back in the 1990s. They're, to me, I'll put them on the legendary status because I think they should be. They were to me one of these bands that started that. I don't want to not. They started that kind of. Let me not say start, but they were a big part of that rock movement in the 90s for sure. Around the time of the Pearl Jams and other bands that came out.
They were part of the original grunge movement of the 90s.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think they're grunge.
I don't classify them as full-on grunge, but they emerged at the same.
They were by far. And if you don't like them, I'm sorry, because I love them. Band I'm talking about is Candlebox. I'll say I actually was really happy to see this announcement come on and hit the Blue Ridge Rock Festival because they're a band I think that makes a good headway for a festival like this. And I thought this is cool. Okay, let's talk a little bit about their discography. Self-titled album Candlebox came out in 1993. That sucker! Oh wow, the things that album did. It hit number 7 on the Billboard 200. That was its peak. But the really big thing to me about this one, give me 1 second. One of my favorite singles that are off this one, You, Far Behind. It changed. These were massive singles, during the time frame of when this was really a super hot album. but it peaked at number 7 on the Billboard 200. That album went quadruple platinum.
Can you put that in layman's terms for those that aren't good at math?
In layman terms, okay, so the IRAA, which is the Recording Industry Association of America, records sales of albums. If you hit the 500,000 sales, they designate your album as gold. They certify it as a gold album. And then all the artists, all the members of the band get a plaque with a gold record and, you know, some stuff on it. And they hand it to them and say, hey, congratulations, your album went gold. It is a big deal. It's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. If you go platinum, you're at the million album sale mark. Now you get another plaque with a platinum album on it and the picture and some other stuff about it. That they hand to you and they say, congratulations. So yeah, so going platinum for any artist is a massive thing. Yes. When you go quadruple platinum, it's a powerhouse album by that point in time.
It is, exactly.
And tell me anyone who's on the live stream right now who does not know that album or has not listened to it at least once, go find it and go listen to it. It's a fantastic album.
Front to back, awesome.
Yeah, front to back. Yeah, front to back for sure.
But you gotta know the songs. Like,
I guarantee you know.
I would be shocked if people didn't recognize at least the songs. They may not know the name, particularly some of the younger crowd, as we continue to age ourselves on the show, but they would know the songs.
Yeah, I absolutely believe you know the songs. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Sorry, I went on a big tangent there. So 95 was Lucy. That peaked at number 11 on the Billboard 200. That one actually got certified gold, so 500,000 sales. Happy Pills in 98. I actually like that album. I thought that album was cool. Came out, that peaked at 65 on the Billboard 200. Into the Sun came out in 2008. That peaked at 32. Love Stories and Other Musings, which came out in 2012. I thought that one was okay. It was a different vibe for them to me for Candlebox, but I think it had some good songs on it. That peaked at 82. Disappearing in Airports in 2016. That peaked at 112. I thought that one was okay. I'll be honest. That wasn't my favorite album from them, but in any case. And then Wolves, which was their most recent album, came out in September of 2021. Unfortunately, that did not chart at all. Sorry guys, but Candlebox. So that's their discography as a whole. They do have a compilation album that came out. That was in 2006 called The Best of Candlebox. They have 2 live albums, Alive in Seattle and Disappearing Live. But that's pretty much, you know, their big thing. So, and Change was the first single that ever came out from them. And that actually got to the mainstream charts at number 18 where it peaked. You, Far Behind, and Cover Me with the other 3 that came out off that album. And if you haven't heard at least one of them, I'd be shocked, to say the least. Okay, I'm done. Danny.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I'm sorry. I told you these guys are kind of near and dear to me. I love Candlebox. They're a great rock band.
So the only thing I would follow up with is their most recent album, Wolves, while it may not have charted, was a really strong album from them. This was, you know, kind of like what you had said prior to that. They kind of were, I don't want to say that they were going downhill.
They were trending down, unfortunately.
They were, and they were not the strongest albums. They were good, but they were not good Candlebox albums by the same measure that their early success was.
Right.
Wolves, I feel, really pulled back the original Candlebox feel to it and was just a really strong rock album, kind of going with that whole middle of the road rock sound that I think Candlebox really knows how to embrace and just crush. So really excited that these guys were added. This is just one of those solid rock bands that you're going to get an opportunity to see and know they will deliver what the fans deserve. So I'm pumped for this one.
Yep, I'm with you. I'm absolutely with you. I definitely see a crowd hitting, you know, whatever stage they're going to put them on. There will be a crowd there for sure. You know, I think they kind of go into that nostalgia 90s feel that, you know, we've been seeing a lot of that with this, you know, with this festival so far with some of the bands that have been announced and coming around. So I kind of feel like they just shoved right in there with the rest of them to make, when somebody jokingly said, can you please add more 90 bands so I can relive my high school years?
Yeah. I saw that and I'm like, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I mean,
absolutely, yes. Now,
yeah,
granted, that
they
was
weren't wrong.
probably a little bit
Yeah.
past your high school years, but that's okay.
It would have been a year past my high school years. So,
Hey, not too bad.
yeah, I graduated in 89. So, yeah, right there. Yes, I'm old. Leave me alone, people. Okay. 89. Um, British rock band. It comes out of Hertfordshire, England. Started in 1999. So once again, we're going back a little kind of old school. Someone told me they don't come to the US often. And I've heard of them by name, but I will admit I've not heard their music before. And that band is Enter Shikari. So, and someone can correct me on that pronunciation if it's wrong, because it probably is. So feel free to correct
Fight
me.
about it in the comments. Come on.
Yeah, we could fight about that because I'm like the worst at these sometimes. Okay. Studio albums for them. They're surprisingly enough, when I saw this, they formed in 99, but their first album didn't come out until 2007, at least as a studio album. And that was called Take to the Skies. Common Dreads came out in 2009. A Flash Flood of Color was 2012. The Mind Sweep was 2015. The Spark was 2017. And then Nothing Is True and Everything Is Possible was 2020. Now, one of the things I will say is that Kerrang apparently loves these guys because they were nominated for so many awards from them. It's not even funny. It's like just there's a listing of awards for like Best Live Band, Best British Band, Best British Newcomer when they first came out in 2007. What other ones did they nominate them for? Best Singles, so I mean, apparently Kerrang was like really hot on them. So I will have to give them a listen. I unfortunately don't know enough about them to say my opinions on whether I think they're good or not. So, okay. Do you know them, Danny, at all? Have you heard their music?
So no, it was a band.
Fair enough.
I had heard the name, had never given a listen. Apparently, Kerrang is also British produced. Courtney, thank you for that. And Christina, I am fairly certain that your coworker was wrong. We are not allowing Shakira to enter. At least
I love that. And Enter Shakira.
But hey, enter Shakira. So be it. It is what it is. Bring it on.
So be it.
Probably a very interesting crowd for that one. So I went ahead. I'm trying to be a lot more intentional of, if I don't know the band, to immediately, or as close to immediately as possible, go and start listening and not just wait until we talk about them to determine if I want to listen. And I loved what I heard from them. But clearly, with the discography that they have, I figured that they were just a newer band, and that was that. I had no idea their discography till I started going down that rabbit hole. Found a lot of stuff that I dug. But what I would ask, and for any of the bands that we're talking about tonight, please put some recommendations in the comments. I would love to know, what are these go-to songs? What are we most likely going to be hearing from a band like this on stage? I have no idea what to expect. So I want to be familiar, because what I heard, this is definitely my speed. I'm all for it.
Okay. Thomas said the 2007 stuff was solid.
Anybody but Thomas, please leave the comments. I would love to hear from you. Love you, Thomas.
All right. So that's 89. This next one I was surprised by too. I hadn't heard of them. Australian metalcore band, originally from Burnie, Tasmania, but they currently have moved to Melbourne, Victoria. They started around 2013, and their discography is from what I've seen, is small, but apparently they've made enough waves that Blue Ridge wanted to have them here, and that was either through recommendations or they saw something that maybe I haven't heard yet. But the name of the band that got announced recently was Alpha Wolf. So Alpha Wolf, discography-wise, they have, if I can find here, in 2014, they had a EP that was known as Origin. And then their first studio album, which was Mono, came out in 2017. Now on the Australian charts, that actually peaked up to number 29. So for a debut album, on the Australian international charts, that's pretty good, pretty solid. They then had another EP called Fault that came out in 2019. And then their second album, A Quiet Place to Die, came out in 2020. And that actually peaked at number 6 on the Australian charts. So, I mean, obviously, this is a band that has success in its music, has fans behind them for the number of sales that they've gotten. They were nominated for Australian Independent Record Awards for both their their EP Fault in 2019 and for A Quiet Place to Die. One of them was for Best Independent Heavy Album or EP. And then the nomination for the other one for A Quiet Place to Die was for Best Hard Rock or Heavy Metal Album. So, but like I said, I haven't listened to them at all, but I'll definitely have to give them a listen. Did you listen to any of their music yet at all?
I did, and I'm going to pull Bernard on this one.
Oh, uh-oh. I don't know what that means.
Holy bleep. Did I get it good enough?
Yes. Close enough.
All right, good. So hopefully like the facial expression really just tells it, because I was not familiar with them. Again, had heard the name. I was like, Alpha Wolf, whatever, but I'll check them out because I need to talk about them. Pulled them up. Holy bleep. Boom. Like, I am so freaking pumped to see them. Wow.
So I'll ask you this. Do they really fit the metalcore label?
Yes.
By what you've heard? They do.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then they'll have to go on my set list for sure, because that's been my recent vibe of music I've listened to. So I'm all for it.
This, you can feel the adrenaline rush waiting to happen. And I'm totally okay with that.
Okay.
So,
very cool.
Just
you guys
FYI,
have Megan
in the comments, please.
Yeah, Megan says that she's tonight at Under Oath, Spirit Box, and Bad Omens. Megan, I'm super jealous. And she said she can't hear us, so I said I'll just say, Megan, super jealous that she's at that show. Yeah, so she's there in spirit. So we appreciate you being here in spirit. And right. Welcome, Ashley, for just tuning in, for joining us. But yeah, anyone who knows Alpha Wolf, throw it in there. Whatever you know about them, and any recommendations, we're happy to listen to them for sure.
So let's I'm going to cut you off here, and because before we transition to this next artist, we've mentioned this on our calls before, and for those that maybe just are joining us for the first time, these announcements with Blue Ridge, we've talked about how and why they do the one at a time, and it builds a suspense. It gives us an opportunity to go down these rabbit holes, which is great. But these announcements are not just a pretty slick looking video that they're posting to their stories and their pages. These announcements are just chock full of awesome things, like when they're announcing different experiences. And so I don't want us to lose sight of some of the captions of these videos. So one of the first ones, going back a step to Shikari, was, if you go through the comments, first off, great highlights about the band for those that aren't familiar. So they always do a really good job of giving you a quick, like a 1-2 punch of, hey, here's what to expect from these guys. But then there's always something else, usually something else. And on this one, it was 2022 confirmed meet and greets for Rockstar ticket holders. And I don't want to glaze over this. This is huge. Last year, COVID did what COVID does, and people couldn't meet as many bands as they would have liked. A lot of people were out hanging out in the crowd, whatever. But realistically, this is that next notch of experience. So far, confirmed meet and greets. We've got All That Remains, We Came as Romans, Saving Abel, Story of the Year. These are not minor bands that are willing to take some extra time and meet with everybody.
Nope.
Like this is really, really stepping it up So
These
I didn't want to let that piece go.
No, no, definitely not. And these are ones that were willing, to want to meet the fans and want to be able to, say hi and be able to, see them again, which they haven't been able to, or if they have, not in the manner that they'd like. So
That's right. That's right.
yeah. So that's
So
a pretty cool one.
and it says
You
many
know,
more to be announced.
what
How
would be
many more? I don't know.
what would be the killer one? And anyone is watching now, just tell me that you wouldn't disagree. What would be the killer one that they could snag to drop is a meet and greet with Saliva with Josie Scott there.
That would be fun. That would be really, really,
right,
really fun.
wouldn't it? Yeah, that'd be pretty killer. I think that's the one that I think so many people would be like, oh yeah, like definitely to get all over that. But I'm just saying, one night only. It's the only chance. Just remember,
meet
Saliva
and
returns
greets are
Josie
back.
Scott.
There's definitely you could already tell that there's a lot of excitement just by having those bands announced for meet and greets. I mean, it's huge.
Yes.
So then,
no, I agree. I'm curious to see who else they pull in.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can't wait. Hopefully within a couple of weeks, we'll be able to circle back to this one and say, guys, we started with 4 and now it's whatever.
Now it's 22. Now it's 171.
and now it's 27 and like whatever. And I do think that does bring up a good point, as silly as it may sound. I think it's appropriate to recognize that things might change, right? Like we've talked about this before, not all bands, like out of 171, you're not going to expect all 171 to make it there as the original lineup.
We already lost one. We already lost one that never got announced, so it's already happened.
And so,
and I said this weeks ago. I said, trust me when I tell you this is going to happen. We are going to lose bands off the lineup because it never fails. Every festival runs into this at some point in time in their career, where you lose a band here and there. Like last year with Blue Ridge Unfortunate was just a mess, but that was all pandemic related. Of bands who decided, nope, we don't feel comfortable yet. Nope, we're not ready yet.
Well,
nope,
it wasn't even just pandemic related. It wasn't even just pandemic related,
Some were, and non-point wasn't.
Right.
That was car accident related, but
yeah,
or trailer in a ditch.
Asking everybody that is listening, that goes, just be patient, show grace, be the rock and roll community that we are, that knowing things happen and make the most of what we can. But
yes. CJ made a good point, and we should touch upon that one, whichever announcement has it, but not the acoustics.
That's what I was going to bring up next.
Good.
So
go for it.
On the Alpha Wolf announcement, again, awesome 1-2 punch summary of who these guys are, which really probably made me a lot more giddy to get interested in who are these guys in the first place. So that was awesome. And then you do the almighty scrolling to get past all the words, and you look for the bold, because they're doing a really good job of actually highlighting stuff, which I'm not really good at. So 2022 confirmed so far acoustic sets for VIP and Rockstar.
I love this list. I love this list.
So acoustic sets. All right. This just blows my mind, right? You got Hollywood Undead, Theory of a Dead Man, Seven Dust, Sleeping with Sirens, Silverstein, however we all decide we want to argue about it, Saving Abel, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Starset, and Lacey Stern. I mean, that alone is just insane. It's just absolutely insane. I'm trying. Yeah. I think I saw someone had written somewhere in the fan zone, choices are going to have to be made. And they're talking about who's playing on the main stages. Choices are going to have to be made on who I'm going to miss on stages, because these sets are just, you don't get this type of experience. No,
you don't. I mean, honestly, VIP and Rockstar passes with that list alone makes, to me, worth its while. I just, the first 3 bands listed. Okay, number 1, Hollywood Undead, as far as I know, has never, I mean, I'm sure they have. I've never seen it. Yeah, I've never seen it where they're going to do an acoustic. Hollywood Undead songs acoustic? That's just wild to me, number 1. Right? So then you have, who's right behind it? Theory of a Dead Man?
Theory, who I last I heard you were a
Oh,
little bit in favor of as a whole, perhaps
oh my
even your
gosh.
wife.
Like, yes, who's sitting over there like watching us as we're talking about this. But the thing is, their music is easily converted to acoustic. And the song, and I said it the last time when we talked about them being on the festival, but the song you have to listen to automatically know that has to be played in acoustic is called Santa Monica. Beautiful song. It's off their second album called Gasoline. And there's just no better song to do in an acoustic set than that one. Plain and simple.
Absolutely.
But then you have Seven Dust. Now, Seven
If
Dust has
you
already done
have
acoustic
not ever heard
tours.
Seven Dust acoustic, if you have not ever heard them acoustic, just it is chilling.
It is chilling.
It showcases a side of them that is just mind blowing. And yes, you were about to say that they've done tours, they've done
Yes.
album.
Yeah, double
They're
double
not
up.
new
Two.
to acoustic, but oh my god, just a whole nother level for them.
Yep. They have it's a double album that they filmed it in or recorded, I think, in Georgia at the time when they did that particular show, of just all acoustic. And then on top of that, they had
Time Travelers and
yes, thank
Bonfire.
you. The Time Travelers one that was an all acoustic set as well. Then they had a tour on that one. Now I got to see that tour before I got into doing coverage, but then they came another tour just last, I want to say it was 2019 in December. They were doing a one-off type of show
Yes.
here in Orlando that was acoustic for like a winter jam type deal. And Stitched Up Heart was there with them too. It's the first time I got to see them live, without the hardcore stuff, which was sad because I really wanted to see the hardcore stuff, but they did acoustic, and it was just mind blowing. I loved it. So
Yes.
I mean, but just the three top bands alone on that list are worth it, right there.
And they're still adding more to that. So again, I mean, between these meet and greets, the acoustic, this is all about the full experience of what's going to be happening.
You're
So,
killing me, Smalls. That's all I'm gonna say.
you know,
Yeah,
that's a Sandlot reference for those that may be a little young. So
who doesn't know that?
I would strongly encourage that movie as much as I would these bands.
Yes,
So,
these are not paid promotions. We're just saying that. Let's say that. Not paid promotions.
but if they were, we would ask James Earl Jones to come and reprise his role.
Oh, all right. Moving on.
All right. So I apologize. I digress. I do think it's important to make sure
no, it's important.
Recognizing this part of the announcements because, again, looking at these pictures and these videos that are being dropped is awesome, and it's enough to hype in and of itself. And then you actually slow down and read the fine print, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
It's just insane. It's just
I always read the fine print. Christina mentioned it, saying like, "Yep, she learned her lesson." With Enter Shakira. So, okay.
I got nothing on that.
Danny, let me ask you a question.
I got nothing on that one.
Let me ask you a question. What do you get when you take Howard Jones and Jared Dimes together?
I don't know. Hopefully something good.
Yeah, you have a new project band. Well, not new. I mean, it was last year, right? A project band known as Sion, who is going to be making their global debut at the Blue Ridge Rock Festival this year. So apparently Howard Jones doesn't feel like he has enough to do in his life with music and whatnot. The former Killswitch Engage singer, the current Light the Torch singer, now has another side project with Jared Dimes as guitarist to do a project known as Sion. And I've listened to some of the songs that were released from last year, and they are so killer.
Oh my god, this album is so good.
I kind of throw them on the metalcore side, but I really feel like they're heavier than that. And Howard just goes off on the guttural.
This is some of Howard's finest work, in my opinion.
I agree.
I love his time in Killswitch. I love Light the Torch. But this is almost like you strip him down and tell him to just go raw, like just absolutely just let loose.
Yeah, go check out if you haven't seen it yet. More Than Just Myself. That's the one that I was like, wow, like that's pretty killer stuff. And apparently they do have an album that's out that was released in November 2021. That's known as Sion. It's the only one that they've released. I don't know. I was like, honestly, like I didn't even know he had another project. I was like, this is kind of crazy. It's like, how did I not know this? It's like
and it
it was
is
hidden.
so freaking good.
It is good. Yeah, it is good. So go check them out. They're going to be performing at the Blue Ridge Rock Festival. And it's kind of weird to me because I said, is that they're going to have apparently, I guess, touring. It's either touring musicians with them, right? So I felt like it was a little kind of odd because they're just a duo, So it's either touring musicians
Just
are with them, or it's
just a
backtracking,
duo.
right? Or it's backtracking behind them as they perform, which is fine. Like I've seen it done.
Honestly, I don't know that it would matter to me because Jared just absolutely slays on the guitar.
It does.
And Howard, I mean, his voice is just, it's a powerhouse, man. It's just an absolute powerhouse.
Yeah, I feel like that this is, I think you're right. Like, I kind of felt like this is like Howard's chance to kind of just go all out raw with the stuff that, because Killswitch back in the day when he was lead singer were pretty heavy like that, but I felt like, with Light the Torch, it's more melodic. And even though they have a heaviness to them, but there is more melodic metalcore in that sense with that band, which I love because I love Light the Torch. But now it's, here's a chance for him to really like just drop some heavy and just go all out wild. And I'm sure that's going to be a fantastic set. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Nice pickup, Blue Ridge. Good job with that for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Last announcement that we had the day. As far as right there, does anyone know, has there been another one that I missed one tonight?
Nothing I'm aware of.
Okay. If there was, please just let me know. Appreciate that. Okay. Last one here is another rock band. Comes out of Las Vegas. They formed back in 2006. And I will tell you, if you've never heard of them, I'm sure you've heard of at least one of their singles. The single that you may have heard is known as Invincible. That's what's like their big mainstream break one. And they've been on tour with everyone and their grandmother, it feels like. They're always on the road, these guys. And I will say this, they are the nicest guys. Like they're just one of those bands that are happy to meet their fans. They're happy to just say hello, and they're just so
They're
down to
just
earth.
grateful to be playing and
Yes,
having
yes, that's them. That's absolutely them. And actually, surprisingly, we've talked a lot about them in the fan zone, and I can't remember if they actually are in there or not, hanging out with the other 32,000 members that are in that group for the Blue Ridge Rock Festival fan zone, for the official name. If you haven't heard it, go join it. And but the band I'm talking about here is Adelitas Way, and I really do like Adelitas Way, and I like this. I like the pick of getting them thrown on here to the festival and making them like come and play in front of the fans. And I'm sure they'll have another, I feel like here once again, it's that nostalgia feel to a point, because Adelitas has that, they have that rock sound that makes you think back of the old school rock.
Yeah, they do.
All right. Yeah. All right. Their discography. Adelitas Way, let's see here. So 2009 was their self-titled album. 2011 was Homeschool Valedictorian. 2014 was an album called Stuck. 2016 was Getaway. 2017 was Notorious. That was actually a pretty solid album. And in 2020, they had a release known as Shine On. And here's an interesting information for you. Do you know who was one of the original guitarists of Adelitas Way when they first started?
Clearly not.
Keith Wallen, who currently plays
Really?
yeah,
Breaking
Benjamin.
Wow, did not realize that.
Yeah, he was with them from 2009 to 2013.
Very cool.
So,
well, I guess, wow, okay. So apparently the first time that I saw them perform, they had Keith with them.
Yes, probably, if you did, and you at the time you probably just didn't know who he was then.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So obviously you have seen them live. I've seen them live. I love their work.
Yeah, I've seen them a number of times, different festivals, different clubs. They're just a fun band to see. Like you said, they enjoy being there. They enjoy what they do. They enjoy the fans, but they don't take the ego with them. They have every right to. I mean,
they do.
They crush it. The crowd can absolutely flow with them, but yeah, absolutely awesome. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Courtney referenced it too. Top fan voted. So, there was one of the polls, probably multiple polls of, hey, here are some options. Who can we get? Or can you recommend so-and-so? And Adelitas Way came up, clearly a huge win for the fans, for them. I'm excited to see them hit the stage here.
Yeah, yeah. There's no doubt in my mind that they're gonna rock out at Blue Ridge, I mean, without a doubt, and they'll have a crowd with them too. That will be solid, and people will absolutely love them. And if you've not heard them before, and they're on the schedule where you look at it and say, "I could see them," or "Go get lunch," go see them. You know,
Yep.
it's like,
Yep.
or go see them and go get dinner. No, go see them because you won't regret it. You won't.
Right.
And that's the thing. Like they're, I know a lot of our fans and the fans don't like the metalcore like I do, and they love the heavier stuff, and that's fine. But the Blue Ridge Rock Festival has lived on, rock because that's why it's called the Blue Ridge Rock Festival, right? And you want to be able to enjoy some of that. And I will say my thing about festivals, because that's since now we're done with our artist announcements. Let me tell you something about festivals that I've always lived by. You want to go see the bands that you have seen because you love them so much. I completely get it. Absolutely, completely get it. But go check out bands you've never seen before because you just might be surprised by something that you find, And for me, perfect example was the Ghost Inside last year. I had never heard of them. And people looked at me like, what do you mean you've never heard of them? Like, I never had heard of them before. As soon as I heard their first singles or so that I started listening to like playlists and stuff, I loved them, but I had never seen them before. Then I went to go see them live and go photograph that set, and I was absolutely blown away. But that's to me the thing about the festivals, right? This is what makes it fun, is that you have a whole bunch of artists, a whole bunch of new music that you may have never encountered before, and it introduces you to something that you may have been missing. Like I do know that there's a group of people who want to like stick to their guns and be like, nope, I'm only going to see the bands that I know. My personal opinion is that you're limiting yourself too much to do that. Go expand, find someone new, and go check out their set. Look, if you don't like a song into the first thing, you'll go walk away and go see someone else, right?
Yeah. And that, I think that's going to be part of the fun too, when they actually get to where they're announcing who's playing on what day and who's playing on what stage.
That's
when you
cry.
figure out, okay, so this is a band that I'm kind of interested in. I don't necessarily want to miss the opportunity to see so and so. Plan your walking accordingly, right? Because I mean, you can still check out a band and catch a song or two and keep on moving your merry way. Like, I mean, if nothing else, it's still a song or two. It's huge. It's just, Kevin, you're spot on, man. Broaden the horizons.
Yep, I agree with him.
Don't lock yourself in. And God, a festival like this where you have the full gamut of, you got your rap rock, you've got metalcore, you've got rock, you've got Vans Warped Tour, you've got as deathcore as you can get. I mean, it's just awesome. So, I challenge you to do what Christina just said. Pick a random band you've never heard of.
Who is the band, Christina?
Who was the band, Christina? And if you say you don't remember, I'll forgive you, but that would just be too expected. We're going to pause until you respond.
I had to pause to go tell my daughter to go take a shower.
We're going to pause until she responds. No pressure, Christina.
No pressure, Christina. Should I play some music in the background, like the Jeopardy theme song or something? Not a paid promotion.
Only if it's like a metalcore version of it.
I'm sure someone's done one.
I mean, somebody's got to do Power Chord Jeopardy, right? Like that's just,
right?
That would
I'm sure someone's done it. It has to be. Days Under Authority. Okay.
Right on.
I haven't heard of them.
Yeah,
now I'll have to go listen.
Yeah. So thank you for that.
Okay, very cool. Days Under Authority. Sweet. Who was mine last year? I had a few. I didn't think about this. Dying Oath was one, for sure. That's, I interviewed him. I was gonna go check them out. That wasn't. And Casting Shadows. Oh, that band's so good.
Casting Shadows is good.
They're good.
I'm gonna interrupt you again. I'm getting really good at this interrupting you thing. And again, I'm still not apologetic. So going back to Dying Oath, and I'm not trying to push buttons. I'm not trying to stir pot.
I will.
But I also know that you've been a busy man and you were working today and you were working like right up until this. So you may not have seen, but apparently one of the guys from Dying Oath has parted ways with the band as of a few hours ago.
Do you know who?
Jared. Was it Jared? Is that the guy's name?
Jacob.
Jacob.
It was
Yes.
Jacob. He's their lead singer for them on the
Yes.
clean side.
So again, I don't know what happened. It's not my place to speculate what happened. But given that they were just announced, right?
Yeah.
I think it's appropriate to say what's going to happen. And I
They're
really,
they're gonna still play and do what they do. I think it's that simple.
I would be curious to see if they have somebody else step up.
They probably will. There's enough time that wouldn't surprise me. Or they may, maybe they'll change the way that they sing those songs.
Yeah,
And just
but
let Mindy
just something
rip
to
like
keep
she
an eye
does. Yeah.
just something to keep an eye on.
All right, I'll have to go find that announcement because I barely looked at Facebook today. So that's sad to hear. If it's Jacob, it's very sad to hear. So I'll take a peek at that. But yeah, it wasn't who else did I see that was new to me last year? Fame on Fire, and they were
Yeah.
pretty solid. Was it Alex? ALYXXX, I think it was. And they were fantastic. I was
You were
shocked.
awesome.
Yeah, I was totally blown
You
away
were
by them. They were great.
awesome.
Who else? Ghost Inside.
Aluka was
I did not see them.
They were insane. And that was going back to me telling Thomas not to speak. Well, he spoke and he absolutely made sure that we caught that band, and just insane. Absolutely awesome. But to your point, man, that's the beauty of the festival. If you go and you just catch a song or two, it's just amazing. Like you broaden those horizons.
Yeah, I mean, it's just give yourself a chance. If you're watching this, even if you're watching the recording version or whatnot, or watching us live right now, it's just give yourself a chance for new music. You just will be shocked. Sometimes of just what you will find, and you may find yourself like a brand new band to follow and absolutely love them. You just never know. That was me. Like I said, that was me with Ghost Inside. And even Christina agrees. She goes, to me, their set was a religious experience. I agree, it was. It absolutely was. That was also Spirit Box for me, but that's a whole other
That's a whole nother story. Yeah.
yeah. I will say I felt really fortunate last year to be able to cover that festival as media, for running through as many bands as I did. I will some of us were really crazy. Like when I was talking to my other compatriots and peers who were also covering, like some of the things that they were doing, like covering a song and then running to another one to cover a song to run to another one. I'm like, I'm not that crazy. Like I could have been, but no, I like to enjoy the experience too while I'm in the pit listening to music as I'm shooting. But last year, Sabaton was on Monster, and they told us, surprisingly, you could shoot the whole set. I was like, that's pretty cool. Like, I love Sabaton. I'm good with that. So I shot Sabaton. This was funny. I went and did like about the first 3 songs of Sabaton. I ran over to URW because that's just it was right around the corner, right? Ran over to URW to go do From Ashes to New, and then came back to finish up Sabaton's set.
Oh, that's cool.
Because because they gave us the chance to just do the whole thing from top to bottom. So it's like that was pretty fun. But yeah, it's like just give yourself that opportunity. I'm trying to remember like what other bands did I cover. Like Dying Oath obviously was there. Fate Destroyed was another one that was new, and I had interviewed them and they were great. I felt sad I missed some of the other bands I wanted to see, like Seven Stones. If you haven't listened to them, I interviewed them last year as part of the promo I was doing for Blue Ridge. They were so nice, and their music is just, if you like that rock sound and that hard rock vibe of like, it's not even like the 90s, but it is just like a pure hard rock sound. You're into that, go check out their music. I guarantee you love them. They're a nice group of guys too, out of Tennessee. So, and I was sad I missed their set. They played URW. They were on the big stage, and they had, that like really surprised me. They got over to the big stage and they had a good set. I heard they had a great set, and they said that was good. Oh, Fit for a King. Oh my God, Fit for a King. Yeah, they were stellar. Fit for a King. I had already known about them. I've listened to their music before, What I was not expecting from Fit for a King was the number of jump shots that I would collect during my photographs
Dude,
from their bassist Ryan.
he does not enjoy being on the ground, period.
No, he
Which is
doesn't.
just amazing. And then,
Yeah,
I mean, and it's not even just him jumping, he's spinning the damn bass the
yeah,
entire time he's playing
yeah.
too, and not
He's
missing a
crazy.
beat.
He's crazy. And he and you also remember like they were on platforms when they perform, right? So they're up already higher than the stage, and he's doing jumps that are 3 feet off the ground or off 3 feet off the platform. I was like, holy. The joke was my friend Rob, who shoots for the website Dread Music Review. I'm happy to promote them because I used to shoot for them. So my friend Rob and I, after we did their set, he tells me, you know what? I feel like we need to send Ryan a Christmas card for all of the jump shots that he gave us. And I posted one to my Instagram and mentioned that quote in there. And Ryan actually responded to it and was so humbled that
That's
we
cool.
that I posted that picture and said, I absolutely love this. I'm so humbled and thank you so much. Like
I'm
he's
disappointed.
yeah, love those guys.
He should have sent you his address so you could actually send said
Send him a
Christmas.
Christmas card, right? Yeah,
Like,
I agree with
I would do that. Like, why not? But
that.
and I'm loving reading all these comments of the bands that are. I mean, it's almost like just reliving the experience. I mean,
Yes.
again, talking between the rising talent who we keep going back to, like for me, Mad Irie Band, it was my first time getting to see them, and
I miss
they
them
kicked
and I'm
off
sad that I
Sunday.
did.
They kicked off Sunday, and it was such a fun set. Again, a late '90s, early 2000s, just good rock, fun vibe. So then Awesome Ray Ray was mentioned in here. A
I
War
got
Within.
him. I actually shot his full set. He had asked me
So
to shoot his set for him.
just
So if you see promo pictures from him, it's probably some of it might be mine. So yeah, I shot that
Major
set. That was fun.
Moments, Misty Eyed, and
Misty Eyed
just
was great. Love them. They were good
again, I
too.
mean, I feel like you and I can just go on and on and on listing every band because honestly, they were all fun. Like in
They
some way,
were.
shape, even for the bands that had sound issues or like it was just awesome.
Oh, I will say I felt bad for Drowning Pool because I have
Yes.
seen like I know they're old school and they've been around like forever. And a lot of people are kind of like, Drowning Pool. But it's like, I've seen them live before and they put on a solid performance.
They
And there's no doubt in my mind because they just do. And their sound was way off key, like at that set. It was just not good. Like I stayed and I still love them, but it's like they were having some sound issues that needed to be corrected. And I don't know. I remember their manager was yelling at the sound guy, and I was like, yike. Like that's
Now, another band that
not good.
absolutely just blew me away who is one of those out of nowhere just kind of blew up and got the popularity that I personally think that they absolutely deserve was Saul. And
Yes. So
I don't know
Saul,
if you
yeah,
got to catch that set or not, but that
I
their
did.
song
I caught
their
him.
song Brother just it hits home for me from and it's very easy for me to replace the word brother with mother. So, I lost my mom a number of years ago, and the words to that song, I
Oh,
sat at the guardrail and I bawled my eyes out when they played
I'm
that. And
sorry.
it was a much needed healing experience. And my mom passed. I mean, you're talking more than 15 years ago at this point. So, and it hit that deep. And it was just incredible. Just absolutely incredible. So yeah, that is a band.
Yeah.
If you have not heard Saul, go check them out. Incredible talent, humble dudes. Had a chance to chat with a couple of them before their set, and they were just absolutely phenomenal. And I think the lead singer had just had a baby like 2 weeks before that set.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm like, dude, like the fact that you're out here about to sweat your, what
Yeah.
off, and for like just hey, rock on, dude. You were just doing it, and they crushed the stage, man. They just absolutely crushed it.
I was quickly going back to look at last year's festival lineup from 2021 and realized that I can't use this poster as like, what's the word I'm looking for? As factual information, because there were so many changes that fell off this list and got added back
Yes.
on. And
Yes.
I'm just looking at this like there's like what? Like were they there? I can't remember anymore.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, there was like this was a solid lineup. And I am looking forward to seeing the final lineup to see how this, fits from last year. With all the bands are going to be there. There were some bands on here I remember, like I wanted to see Aaron Jones really bad, and I had issues getting into the festival with the local police that did not make me happy. So I missed a set. I was not thrilled about that. So, there was, like Rogilla, I never got to see, unfortunately, and I had wanted to catch them. Who else is on here? I mean, there was just like State of Illusion. I had wanted to catch those guys. I interviewed them as part
Did
of
you
our.
catch Nailbite?
No. And I interviewed them and it killed me that I missed their set. I was so mad about that.
They are working their tails off to make waves, and it's working. And
Yes.
they sound awesome. They were fantastic. And then another one of the rising talents that I did get to see the whole set of was Oren, and from Jersey, and they were awesome.
Yeah, I missed them too. Oh, and then I missed, and the thing that really made me sad, because I've seen them before, but still, it's like I wanted to see them because they're local for me, was Filth.
Oh yeah.
And if you haven't seen Filth, you need to. Like, if you want some good heavy metal sound, these guys will throw down with the best of them. And they're on point. They're in rhythm. It's like, oh, they're so good when they play live. Like they've actually have opened here locally for other bands, like as part of tours. Like when a band's like looking for a local band to put on as an opener. They played to a full crowded House of Blues, and the House of Blues was rocking. They loved them. And I was like, the moment I saw them on that, I was like, oh, you guys really need to be here more often. Like they need to be on a bigger stage like all the time. They're that good. They're absolutely that good. So Aluka did. Yeah, Thomas says Aluka was a great band from last year, and I didn't see them.
Told you.
Yep.
See? Thank you for speaking back up, Thomas. I appreciate you.
Didn't you tell Thomas not to speak up?
I did, and then I told him that he could. And
okay.
Like Blue Ridge Mac, right? It's just it is what it is.
It's Blue Ridge Mac. So
I
just make sure we're clear.
I am going to give a special shout to Thomas. So Thomas is my best friend. We have been going to shows together for almost 25 years at this point.
Wow.
So,
long time.
Yeah, we've got some concert stories to tell, and
I bet
to still be able to hit these festivals and keep creating these memories. It's just awesome. Yeah, see, Thomas doesn't listen anyway. He knows what's up. So Thomas, love you, brother. Appreciate the support.
I was trying to see if I had I don't think I don't know where I put it. I changed laptops like this year and got a new one because I needed a new one. And I know I had taken the it's probably somewhere in the fan zone. I could probably go grab it and re-download it. Maybe I'll see if I can find it. I'll talk about it. Like everyone was doing their highlights of who I want to go see.
Yeah.
Like who have I seen and who do I want to see? And I took that and highlighted my own of who I've already photographed and who I want to go photograph that I hadn't yet. I'm curious to see like now after a year, like how many of those did I actually get to do and how many did I not? Because I know like unfortunately the lineup was the overlap was pretty strong, last year, and that just couldn't be helped unfortunately with the way that things were going, and with so many that were on go, with so many bands that were going on, that was just something they couldn't help. This year, Blue Ridge has promised that won't be as bad, especially with the side-by-side stages. That'll be a big plus, and then we'll see where the other stages get laid out, and then we'll have to make our choices of where do we go see and what we don't. Or try to catch them all, and then, die of, I've walked too much and not eaten.
It's not Pokemon. We're not going to catch them all.
I'm going to try much best I can. Clayton, I agree with Clayton, though. He says we need to check out Afterlife. I agree with that 110%.
All day long.
Yeah. Amanda says, search my own name in the fan zone. I'll bring it up. Amanda, thank you, Amanda. Appreciate that.
How many times this man has posted in the fan zone?
Say that again? How many times who posted?
if you have to search your own name, I mean, if I had to go and figure out how many times I posted in the fan zone, I'm gonna cringe. Like, God, won't somebody
That
just
was
tell that guy to shut up?
that
But
was
I
me
do,
last year.
I do have to say this. I've had two posts within the fan zone that I think just in my terms, regardless of the fact there's 33,000 people in the fan zone, but two posts that I felt blew up by my standards. One was when I suggested that power line perform. Two was when I suggested that Ricky Bobby co-host or host the festival. So clearly there's a trend here that if it's not real, it is going to blow up. So Powerline, Ricky Bobby, you got it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, what was the one last year? I had one blow up when they announced Rob Zombie was going to be on the festival lineup before they had announced like really any of the other headliners. And he was listed like down the row, like kind of at number 5. And I had taken that photo and said, if Rob Zombie was number 5, who the F is number
Yes.
1 through 4?
Yes.
And that thing went viral. Like seriously, I was shocked by that. That it had so many comments and hits around that. And then I had one this year. I forgot who it was, and I said it was like, I'm gonna go post something in the fan zone says we need this band, and everyone's like, no one's gonna agree with you, and that thing blew up pretty much too. So it's kind of crazy.
I mean, look,
It's like
if
what
I've
people
learned
attract
anything
themselves
about
to.
hanging out with the fan zone is stir the pot and you will get reactions.
Yes,
You may also
and I love stirring the pot.
You may also get booted, appropriately so. So again, let's give a quick nod to the mods that are hanging with us tonight, and just the whole team over there. Because holy crap, how they keep 33,000 of us in line is beyond me. But Amanda, Aiden, Todd, Christina, all of you, Mike, you guys are all absolutely just rocking it, and thank you.
Thank you. Seriously,
you know, we are just two voices out of 33,000, and the fact that you give us an opportunity to share anything it's appreciated. So thank you.
Even though Amanda just called me a big baby because she said she went looking for it as we're here on the live stream, which I can't do as we're here on the live stream for me to go look for it.
In theory, you can.
In theory, I can, but I like to be able to see the comments of what's going on. And last time I tried doing that, it just all messed me up. So I'll look at it after. But I appreciate you, Amanda. Thank you for sending it. And then maybe we'll talk about it on Friday night. We'll talk about it. We're looking at it, depending how many announcements we get and how much time we have. So, but speaking of time, we're sadly right about that time.
We are about that time. So
time.
let's give that crushing recap one more time.
Which one? Oh, you mean the recap of the festival? Yep, I'll happily do so because I love to do it. Promo. All right. So in case you don't remember or don't know, if you don't know and you're here with us, I don't know how you don't know. But in any case, Blue Ridge Rock Festival scheduled for September the 8th to the 11th of 2022, going to be at the new biggest rock venue in America, the Virginia International Raceway. 12, we're going to have 5 stages, 171 artists, 12 reunions. I think at least half have been announced by now. And if off the top of my head, if we can, and help me, Danny, with some of these, because I know I won't remember them all. Kitty, which is the big one. My big one, not the way I was saying it before because I kept forgetting because my brain was working. Now it's clear and working fine. Shadows Fall, which I'm super excited to see. Was Down considered part of that reunion group? And I can't remember.
I think so.
So possibly, right? So we have a large number of bands that are, and then of course, how could we forget Josie Scott with Saliva? And even and now his name's gonna break my mind. Is it Jared from Saving Abel? Did I have the right name? Right? Jared from Saving Abel, returning to the band to play with them now again as their lead vocalist. So I mean, there's a ton of reunions that are coming back, and sadly, one farewell tour that's going to be part of the Blue Ridge Rock Festival, which we don't know who it is yet, but that will be coming sometime in the near future. We'll find out. What else? We have camping. Of course, premium camping is already gone. So like I've done with every other time that we've done this live stream, I'm going to go quickly to the website. We're going to take a look at where everything is right now in regards to passes and tickets. I'm
while
sorry?
he's doing that,
Oh.
let's also talk about the pre-party. So on Wednesday night, there's going to be a exclusive party of a concert. So there's
For,
more bands.
wait,
Then
for who?
for the campers only.
Only, right? Camping only.
Yep. And there is the concert experience, which if you did not do last year, this is kind of reimagined. It's going to be on site this year, also for campers only.
Sure.
And that will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Tickets are still available for that. Did you get to your point? Are you
Yep.
good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Let's talk about these ticket
Yeah.
prices.
Yeah, ticket prices, right? Well, we haven't talked about prices. I can talk about money prices if you want me to throw them
Let's
out there,
talk
but I
about
like just talking
tiers.
about where we are level wise.
We'll just talk about the tiers. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about tiers because that's what I've been doing. So anyway, your 4-day multi passes right now are tier 4, and there's 5 tiers. So that means 1 through 3 are sold out and gone. So if you're looking to get your 4-day pass, your general admission pass, get it soon. Because I will tell you now, no doubt in my mind, mark my words, I've said it before, I will say it again. This festival will sell out. It will be gone. And then you will be stuck if you haven't gotten your ticket. Now, there's always the whole debate about when do they think it's going to sell out. You know, it's going to happen here, it's going to happen here. I'm telling you, it's going to happen once the full lineup drops. There's no doubt in my mind. Once that lineup drops and everyone sees everyone who's going to be on this bill, that's when things are going to sell. And that's when it's going to be gone. Your 3-day multi-passes are currently at tier 3 as well. There's only 4 tiers of those. So once again, get them while you can. Your 4-day VIP is at tier 4. There's only 4 tiers. If you want VIP passes, buy them now before they're gone. Because once they're gone, you're going to kick yourselves if you didn't get them. The 3-day VIPs are currently at tier 3. There's also 4 tiers of those. So they're halfway gone. Your Rockstar passes. So let me go back for a second with VIP. This is what you get as part of VIP because I keep forgetting. I want to talk about that. A shaded VIP lounge that is at the side-by-side main stages. Private acoustic sets from notable national artists. We've already named some of them earlier tonight. Hollywood Undead, Theory of a Dead Man, Seven Dust, Silverstein, Sleeping with Sirens. I mean, that one acoustic. Oh, that I didn't even think about that. That's going to be killer too. VIP also gets air-conditioned bathrooms. That is so helpful because Virginia was hot last September.
That in and of itself is worth the premium.
Oh, you remember? I so remember how bad that was. A private cash bar and much more as it claims, and much more. So but the Rockstar passes, right? So the Rockstar passes currently are at tier 3. There's 4 tiers of those, so they're half gone. The Rockstar passes will get you, obviously the VIP is the same way, they get you entry to the festival, right? The 4-day Rockstar passes, there's no 3-day Rockstar, it's only a 4-day. Access to the side stage viewing area for both stages, the private acoustic sets, the air-conditioned bathrooms, a Rockstar lounge, and the meet and greets, which is going to include now from the list, if I can't remember them all that remains is on that list. Was it story of the year was on that list? And who else is there? Thank you.
We came as Romans.
Thank you much. Appreciate that. All right. So there you go. So that's your Rockstar pass. Those are half gone. I wouldn't be shocked if those also go when the lineup goes. You know, because I think that's, you know, people are still looking to see what else is, you know, especially when the meet and greet list gets a little bigger, maybe they'll move a little faster.
Yeah.
That's a hunch. Single day general admission passes are not out yet. They will be soon, but not yet. And then there's the club experience, as Danny was talking about. It's going to be on site this year, not in the middle of the backwoods somewhere where it got very difficult to try to find where it was. I'm sorry. But that will be on site and for campers only. Hear my words again, campers only. So we're going to have 3 nights of a hip hop artist, rap artist that will be there doing a club experience Thursday through Saturday at there. You have to be a camper in order to buy it. So, and then there's add-ons of parking passes and locker rentals if you wish to, you know, if you need the, well, you're going to need the parking pass. So that's going to be done. You know, it's an advance for the Blue Ridge Rock Festival at the Raceway. And most importantly, let me talk about this real quick because I know people unfortunately had a lot of complaints about last year, but let's clear this out right away. All parking lots are ADA accessible. Should be. It's an international raceway. Tarmac.
Exactly.
Right? Yep. Concrete, tar. Yeah, we're good. All right. Talk about real quick about tickets and camping. So for your camping passes, Tent camping only has 2 tiers. Tier 1 is gone. So we're at tier 2. And with camping, there's a complimentary parking for 1 vehicle for every campsite. So it's a 1-for-1. Keep that in mind. RV camping also has 2 tiers. Tier 1 is gone. So it's a maximum of 6 attendees are permitted per RV campsite. So 1 camping ticket for RV is equivalent to purchasing a campsite. Premium tent camping's gone. RV camping with electrical hookups only has 2 tiers. The first tier is gone. So that's an RV site that has electrical hookup for a 30 or a 50 amp during the duration of your experience. Same thing, maximum 6 attendees are permitted per RV campsite. And then coming soon, 5 nights of glamping, comfort camping. That described it pretty well, right? Comfort camping, I guess it's the way to go.
Glorious camping, glamping.
Glorious camping. There you go, glamping. So there you go. That's all of our where we are right now when it comes to passes and tickets for the actual festival as of right now. So get them while they're hot, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, if you can't,
if you want the Cliff Notes version of that, get them now.
Yes.
Stop delaying. Get them now.
Stop delaying. Get them now. I mean, let's be honest. The lineup right now, without even seeing the rest of it, is already so worth it with the bands that have been announced. So for those who haven't gotten it, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Now, I know everyone who's probably here with us on the live stream has probably already gotten their tickets. So that's not an issue. But for those who are watching later, you haven't joined us on a regular basis, get your tickets. Get them. You won't regret it. No doubt, man. So in any case, all right. I think that's our show for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Greatly appreciate you, as always. We will be back again on Friday at 8 p.m. to talk about our artist announcements on Thursday and Friday. And then we'll follow up our weekend announcements with the Monday show at 8 p.m. Eastern as well. And I think by that point, we probably would have broken the 100 mark. So we'll have to do something celebratory for the 100th artist. It'll be interesting to see who is the 100th artist, right? Who is it going to be?
For that.
I hope it's. I'll admit I'm kind of hoping it's another headliner. I feel like we need another one. We need a little more push for those who are still questioning whether or not they should come to the festival. Headliners will always push a festival, right? Even though people say like, well, it shouldn't, it happens. That's just reality of all festivals. Everyone looks at headliners first, and then they look at the mid card and see who else is there. So it'd be nice if that 100th was, we could pray and hope, cross my fingers, and see what comes out. All right.
Times as always, Bernard. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. Appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Those who did, appreciate you.
Friends,
and like I said, we'll be back again.
Tell your friends, tell your moms, tell your neighbors. Come and hang out with us.
Yeah, come hang out. Tell everyone. And we will see everyone once again on Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Same place, same time. All right. Take care. Good night, everyone.
You guys.